Here we are on Lunch with Brian, starting a little late, sorry, today. And you know what I'm going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about your virtual background. And I'm testing out a new virtual background today. So I like to mix it up. You guys know that. I like to try different spots. You guys actually got a feeling of, where we live. Because we actually have a lot of, I film from a lot of locations around our house. So you guys can kind of know how, what our backgrounds are, some of our backgrounds. Some of our backgrounds are better than others. I mean, I make mistakes sometimes. I try new locations that aren't great. But today we're going to go through a list of all the things I want you to consider when you're creating your video background. When you are doing virtual investing, which means you are investing all around the country, the only way you're going to see these people for your deal meetings is virtually. So you're going to do virtual deal meetings. So if you're doing virtual deal meetings, your credibility and rapport are greatly affected by your background. So I want you guys to be very conscious of what your background is when you're doing virtual calls with sellers at a distance. Now, I'll tell you, sometimes we do virtual calls locally. You know, sometimes someone will live, 35 miles away, and I'm not 100% sure. It's a great deal. And we'll just say, hey, can you just walk me through the house with your phone and let's go on a video chat. And we'll try to convert a closing call into a deal meeting and just do it live and see what we've got. But when you are setting up to do virtual backgrounds, if you are doing a lot of business around the country, and some of our students are doing multiple deals in multiple states on a regular basis. So I want you guys to be tapping into that market if there's other areas you want to be working. So let's go through some of these checklist items that will help you set up a better virtual background that will enable you to close deals better because you'll have more credibility and rapport. Hey guys, hey Robert, Cesar, Isabel, WL, good to see you guys. All right, so let's go through this. Number one, the camera should be more or less at eye level. Now, what is the mistake that most people make? My camera right now is actually a little higher than my eye level, which is okay. But in that range of eye level is the most important. A lot of times people will put their cameras on their desk. Most of you guys are using your camera from your laptop. And so, whatever quality it is, that's what you're dealing with. And wherever it's sitting. So normally it's sitting on the desk and you're sitting in your chair. If that's the scenario, it's going to be kind of looking up. So I don't want to see a whole bunch of ceiling. That's the only thing. So if I'm looking at your virtual background right now and there's a whole bunch of ceiling in the shot, that's not great. All right, so eye level as much as you can do it. Well lit. I got to be able to see your face. This is the most important thing. A lot of times people don't have enough light in the room, or especially enough light on their face. I should be able to easily, clearly see your face. And you know what? It's probably a good idea to see your eyes. So, I mean, I'm outside now and it's too bright, so I'm going to wear my sunglasses. But if you're doing a virtual deal meeting, do not wear sunglasses. Actually, that's not in my notes, but I guess that's probably an obvious one. Don't wear sunglasses if you're trying to connect with people and do a virtual chat and close the deal on their house. So, eye level, well lit, I can see your face. 3, no bright areas behind you. Now that's only if it messes up your exposure. I don't mind, see this area here. This is an area that's bright because that's the sky and that's a mountain right there. So if you see a bright area and it doesn't mess up your exposure on your face, I'm all right with that. So, but just be very careful if there's a window behind you or a big white wall that has a light on it. A lot of times that will mess up your exposure and you'll be sitting there in the dark. Your face will look real dark. So be careful about bright areas behind you. Number 4, too much headroom. This happens all the time where people are sitting here like this, okay? How often do you see people's Zooms like this, where it's, their head, the top of their head is about halfway up the screen. So make sure when you set your shot that you have a little bit of headroom. That's about right, but not too much headroom, okay? Number 5, I want something credible behind you. Okay, bookshelves, a lot of people use their fireplace mantle. I'd rather you not in a bedroom. I'd rather you be in an office setting is probably the best if you're in an office. But a lot of times an office isn't so great because you just got a big white wall behind you. But that's okay if you put some nice stuff up there. A professional background is like pictures, if there's a bookshelf back there. If you have a diploma, guys, why do doctors put their diplomas on the wall? Because of credibility. It makes them look more credible. So I want you to be using, whatever credible background you've got, and probably not in the bedroom. And if you can't use an office, or if you don't have an office, set up in like a kitchen or a living room, a common area. It's better than a bedroom. Okay, number 6, not too far or too close. I don't want you to be like this. If you're too close, it's like, whoa, too close. And if you're too far, the biggest thing about being too far is I can't hear you. So, if you get too far from the microphone, there's a microphone on that camera. Now, sometimes if you're really professional, you can get a little lavalier mic, and we do have those, and so sometimes we'll use those. But that's like another step. Usually if you stay close enough to the camera, you're not real far away from the camera, you're okay with the audio. Okay, you can upgrade the camera. Now, most of you guys are just using your camera on your laptop. I'm using a camera that I attached to my laptop. It's called an Avaya, A-V-A-Y-A. It cost me about 200 bucks. It comes with a remote, and the remote you can zoom in and out. Actually, that's kind of cool. I hadn't planned on showing you this, but it's got this remote, and so you can zoom in and out, and you can do stuff. You can change the color, you can change the brightness, the exposure, all kinds of stuff. So it's pretty cool when if you want to upgrade, and if you're doing a lot of virtual talks and virtual calls, I definitely want you to upgrade. Okay, so upgrade, think about that Avaya camera with the remote. That's a really good one. Now, sometimes the other thing I'm going to talk about is fake backgrounds. You can get blur backgrounds off of Zoom. Come here, guys. Come here. Come here. Come say hi. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come on. Good boys. Come on. So you can blur your background. Come here, baby. Come on. You can blur your background. Oh, Sadie, what's with you? Oh. So it's Sadie and Mars. Yes, they're going to join us today for a second. So blur your background, that's one of the options that you can pick. So if you have a very busy background, a lot of clutter back there, sometimes just blurring it will make it look a lot better. So consider blurring your background, or you can download backgrounds, go on Google and just search for Zoom backgrounds, pick office backgrounds, and then guys, you can use any background you want. So if you use a nice office background, and if you don't have a good setup, just use a fake background, fake office background. Some of those things are so good, and if your camera is good, they'll have to look like 3 times before they realize that's not your office. If you don't move around much, there's not video artifacting around your head. So whenever you do a blur or a fake, a different background, you've got to use some kind of you want to blur that background, or you're going to have a little video artifacting around your head, so don't move around a bunch. So those are all great tips on having a great video background, having a professional appeal, being credible with your virtual deals. So I love virtual deals. Let's say that. Okay, right? That's our affirmation. 1, 2, 3. I love virtual deals. I love virtual deals. I love virtual deals. And how you get the virtual deals will be on your video chat like this. So guys, I want you to use that as a powerful component of your business when you're buying and selling houses at a distance. Let's do our deep breathing. Nice deep breath. Nice deep breath in. And one more. Always a big smile. Okay, great to see you guys. Until I see you tomorrow, what are you going to do? You got to keep expecting success and getting awesome training and taking action. Don't forget, 2 Fridays from this Friday, on the November 18th, I want you here. You're going to have a great Thanksgiving and Christmas if you get this training. Be there for our Taking Action workshop. It's all day Friday. It starts at 8 a.m. 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So write that on your calendar. Make sure you reserve that. Go to Home Investing Academy and sign up for just $1. It's normally $14.97. So go sign up for $1. Be there on Friday, 2 Fridays from today on the 18th. And that's going to be some life-changing training. So hopefully we'll see